So let's take a look at these. These are all the different types. So I've already told you, we went through all the types yesterday. There are 4 types. There's 4 problems on our quiz. So we should be expecting one of each type, right? So we have to be able to read the problem and figure out what to do. So everybody has to be participating here. If even one person is not paying attention and following along, then my review stops and we just take this quiz. So Kate bought $23.40 worth of 2 types of birdseed. Right now, I already know we have 2 different kinds of seed. We have thistle bird seed is $1.60 per pound, and wild bird seed is $9.50 or 95 cents per pound. When we have 2 different types, what do we do? Am I giving you a slope and a y-intercept? No. Did I give you 2 ordered pairs? I gave you 2 numbers, but how many numbers do you need to make 2 ordered pairs? You need 4 numbers, so I didn't give you those. We just have 2 separate categories, right? That's when we define x and y and just write our equation. So what are the 2 different things?
Thistle and wild bird seed.
Okay, so I'm going to say x is my thistle and y is my wild. So when I write my equation, the cost of the thistle is $1.60 per pound. So that would be $1.60 times x, because my thistle goes together. And my wild bird seed is 95 cents per pound. So that would be 0.95 times y. So you're taking the cost times the amount. Equals, how much money was it all together?
$23.40.
Okay. So I have my equation. That's the first thing we need. On these though, if you don't tell me what x and y are, you do lose a point, so you need to tell me. So now we have, she bought 12 pounds of wild bird seed. Okay, wild bird seed was y. So what this is telling me is my y is 12. If you're having trouble plugging it in, it's usually because you're not showing enough work. So we have $1.60x plus 0.95 times 12 equals the 23.40. $1.60x plus 11.4 equals the 23.40. We subtract the 11.4 over, we get 12 divided by the 1.60, and we get 7.5. And that was our pounds. So we bought 7.5 pounds of the thistle bird seed. Questions here? Let's look at another one. Jeff is keeping track of his weight over several weeks. After 2 weeks, he weighs 194 pounds. Those go together. At 2 weeks, his weight was 194. After 6 weeks, his weight was 186. I gave you 4 numbers right here. What have I given you? Ordered pairs. Yeah. So 2 weeks, we weighed 194. 6 weeks was 186. So we need our equation. So slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Get Now we plug into our point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus, I'm just going to use that first point, 194, equals my slope negative 2 times x minus 2. Distribute. Add the 194. So we get y equals negative 2x plus 198. There's my equation. Questions there? Now we answer the second question. Find its weight after 12 weeks. Okay, if I look back at my ordered pairs, is 12 the x or the y? X. If I look back at my points, 6 weeks, 2 weeks, those were all the x's in my ordered pairs. So this is saying x is 12. So if we plug that in, negative 2 times 12 plus 198. So we get negative 24 plus 198. What? So he weighs 174 pounds. Any questions there? Number 19. So far we've done the one where we had two different types. I gave you the x and the y, and we wrote our equation. We've done the one where we had two ordered pairs. So we have to look at what else we might be getting. So number 19. A landscape supply business charges $35 to deliver mulch. The cost of the mulch is $29 per cubic yard. Okay, I only gave you two numbers. So to write an equation, we need either 2 points or a point and a slope. 2 points requires 4 numbers, right? If I'm giving you a point and a slope, that's got to be 3 numbers. Have I given you the option for either of those? No. How many times are you going to pay to deliver your mulch? Once. That's a one-time thing. But the $29 you pay repeatedly. So what have I given you?
Y equals mx.
The slope is your repeated amount, the 29. Your y-intercept is the one-time thing, the 35. So y equals mx plus b. All right, we have our equation. Now I want the cost of 6 yards. So I told you when we're looking at these, a lot of times your y is your cost. Okay, if we look here at the y-intercept, that was my cost. That's dollars. I'm finding the cost, so I don't have my y. So 6 has to be my x. So we have to pay $29 for all 6 of those, plus the $35 to get it here. So we plug in 6 for x, so we get 174 plus 35. So it's 209. What would my label be? Dollars. We would pay $209 to get our 6 cubic yards. All right, so we've seen the case where I just give you 2 different variables. We have to tell what x and y are, write our equation. I gave you one where we had 2 ordered pairs. We had 4 numbers. We had to write them in 2 points. I gave you the one where we were given the slope and the y-intercept. I only gave you those 2 numbers, slope and y-intercept. We wrote our equation. Next one. Hallie used a birthday check her mother gave her to start a savings account. She plans to save $25 per month as well. After 9 months, she has $300. Okay, the 9 months and the 300, those are happening at the same time. So what is that?
That is one.
It's one ordered pair, right? After 9 months, we have 300. We're saving $25 per month. A lot of times when you see that per, what am I giving you? Slope. My slope is 25. So now we can write our equation. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus my y, which was 300, equals my slope of 25 times x minus our x value of 9. Distribute the 25. So 25 times 9 is?
Negative 225. 225.
Add over the 300. We get 25x plus 75. Now to answer the second question. We want the amount of the original check. If it's the original check, how many months has she saved? 0. So I'm saying when x is 0, how much money did she have?
75.
So you could know that it's just the y-intercept, or if you plug in 0, you get 75. So she was given $75. All right, so we have reviewed